Where do you think this market is heading to? Where do you think the end goal is going to be?
Ultimately, I think there is going to be a billion agents before a billion users on chain. 2018 as well was a very, very heavy DeFi time. I think AI agents are the thing of this cycle.
Welcome back, guys. This is Coinbase developer right here, Lincoln, the main man. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the show. Okay, let me know a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you think of this space. Go ahead.
Yeah, totally. So for a little bit of background, my name is Lincoln. I'm currently the product lead for AgentKit, which is Coinbase developer platform's toolkit to give every AI agent access to a crypto wallet. Happy to dive in there more. Previously to Coinbase, I've been in the crypto space now for just about 8 or so years. In that time, I've been in various different roles across finance, startup, development, product, whatever. Most recently, I was finishing up my master's thesis in computer science, doing a fellowship with the Ethereum Foundation, focusing on consensus mechanisms.
Okay, Lincoln, what are you doing right now as of today? What are you working on at Coinbase?
Great question. Yeah, so primarily thinking about AgentKit and the strategy related to it. The whole idea of AgentKit is we want to give every AI agent access to a crypto wallet. We think there's immense value in the future of AI, and particularly thinking about how can we give those AIs access to cross-border, permissionless, free payment rails. Part of that, we think, is a crypto wallet, and the AgentKit's goal is to allow anyone to start interacting through AI. Instead of having to go to some protocol's website and start interacting or connecting your wallet and doing all these different complex things, agents make it really easy in natural language to abstract away all of the difficulties with interacting with crypto, such that all you need to do is type in a prompt and your agent will interact on your behalf.
I want to ask you a few questions about AI agents, and I'm going to be devil's advocate here. What's the difference between a Telegram bot and these AI agents?
Great question. I think the primary difference between a bot and an agent, though it is pretty similar at these stages, is that an agent has the ability to reason. So if you think about a trading bot or a Telegram bot, you click a button, it gives you an action back to you. Or like for a trading strategy, it's just looking at a price, making a trade off of that, and then doing the same thing over and over again. What's fun about agents is that they have this built-in reasoning ability, since we're just connecting them directly to GPT-4 or some sort of large language model. What that means is for something like a trading strategy, instead of just looking at the price and executing based on something that an individual put in, they can say, I see this trend, maybe it makes sense to do this now. Or in the case, if you tell an agent, like, I don't know what to do, here's $100 to find me a yield strategy, it is able to actually think, oh, maybe it would make sense to go into a LP position on like a decentralized exchange or something like that. Maybe it makes sense to just hold Bitcoin or hold stables or whatever. This built-in reasoning ability is, I think, how we start to move away from the idea of just a bot that does exactly what you say. It is something that's a little bit more custom.
Where do you think this market is heading to? Where do you think the end goal is going to be? And what's your time frame?
Yeah, ultimately, I think there's two main directions that the agent space is converging into. The first is the idea of like a human assistant. So like Jarvis from Iron Man, for example. The idea there is that you give an agent a very direct prompt and tell it to do something, and the agent can interact on your behalf. I think this is really how we're going to see mass adoption of crypto. It's not going to be that a billion people are downloading a wallet and going through the setup, sending crypto, doing all of that. It's going to be that a billion people can type into a natural language bot or just talk to Siri or whatever and get crypto transactions happening. In some cases, they don't even know that these transactions are going to be happening. The second direction I see are fully autonomous agents that just interact on chain. The idea here is that instead of taking human input, they use that reasoning ability that I was talking about to do whatever sort of interaction or transaction that they'd like to. Maybe, for example, you have a DAO that has 10,000 agents, each with a unique strategy that they're using to bring yield back to that DAO. Ultimately, I think there is going to be a billion agents before a billion users on chain. So generally, the timeline on this is probably 2, 3, 4 years out, maybe a little bit longer. But eventually, our whole world is going to be interacting with agents.
Do you think we necessarily need a market connected to these coins? Are they, or could we just, is it not necessary? What do you think in the space? Because now everything is tokenized.
Yeah, great question. I think generally, the benefit of tokenization is that it allows developers who are working on really cool things to get funding very quickly and from the public. Previously, there was no great way to invest in AI. Everyone wants to invest in OpenAI. They're worth like $100 billion, but only VCs, accredited
Okay,
investors, employees with a
correct.
chance to get on this. While
Mm,
I think tokenization is amazing for allowing some of these new projects to raise capital from smaller users and individuals and ultimately reward them if they start to do very well, it does come with a lot of risks, obviously, as any very, very early stage investment happens to. So this speculation that we've seen recently and the general proliferation of AI coins, while certainly positive overall, does leave me mildly concerned about where the space will go and making sure that people don't see it as a bubble.
okay. And regarding the ELISA frameworks and some of these other frameworks, such as Pippin and a few other cohort of frameworks, what do you think? What do you think makes them different? Which ones really stand out? And what do you think behind the tech? Because most investors are not developers. So we don't really know how to read Python, JavaScript, TypeScript. So just to help investors, which kind of frameworks do you think are like, some of the best in the
Yeah,
industry?
great question. Great question. It's a tough one because each framework is sort of specialized in its own unique thing. One of the benefits of ELISA, for example, is that it has a extremely large community of people contributing to the repo. And what that means practically is that ELISA agents can take a ton of different actions. Um, Primarily, we've seen that they're doing a lot of social things. So posting on Twitter, posting on Farcaster being the main ones. But now, actually, as of today, as of like 6 hours ago, we had an open source contributor who built AgentKit directly into ELISA. So now all of your AI agents can start having a crypto wallet and interacting on chain. Um, so I think that's kind of ELISA's main advantage right now. It's its first mover. It has a lot of smart people behind it. But there's obviously other frameworks with various different pros and cons to them. Um, I think another one that I've seen a lot about, but haven't personally dug into, is the ARC framework, which is
Yeah.
is built in Rust, as far as I'm aware,
Mhm.
which targets a different user group. And then, of
Yeah.
course, like within the traditional AI space, there's also frameworks like LangChain, AutoGen, whatever, that are being used by big tech companies or even created by
Mhm.
companies like Microsoft, Amazon, whatever. And I don't think we can discount those either.
Okay, I hold ARC. I hold a few crypto coins. I hold more than I should do, to be fair. What's your favorite? What's your top three or top four favorite AI coins as of now?
That's a good question. Um, Generally, these are all things that, to stay out of the space, to not pick favorites. Um, I would say that the ones that are the most interesting to me are the agents themselves.
Okay.
It's hard to find specific. I guess, yeah, I'll remain neutral. No comment on that, but I will say the agents that I find the most interesting are
Yeah,
the ones that
the AI
have the
agents
most
themselves.
unique features. Yeah,
Oh,
like the
okay,
ones
okay.
that have very unique features. So like AIXBT has a lot of this proprietary information and data that it's
Yeah.
using. Generally, the
Mm.
ones that have utility, I think, are also very fascinating and running experiments to sort of advance the state of the industry.
There's a lot of hype around this whole sector, and some people are guessing, or some people are speculating that we're going to hit the same kind of market cap as OpenAI. OpenAI is like roughly 150 billion. What do you think? Do you think this is just speculation, or do you think this is like? Do you think there's some sort of merit behind this as well?
Yeah, good question. I view it similar to other cycles. Like, for example, 2020, 2021 was absolutely dominated by NFTs and DeFi. 2018 as well was a very, very heavy DeFi time. I think AI agents are the thing of this cycle. So the question is less about where AI could go in terms of market cap, but how long this cycle continues. And if we see Bitcoin hit 150, 200K, which I think is likely here, then I imagine that the AI sector will continue to grow alongside of it. We're in the
But my
very, very,
issue,
very early
very
stages.
early innings, yeah, yeah. But my issue is like the normies, they just want to buy XRP and ADA. So so I just think maybe there is like, maybe we're overthinking it, and maybe just normies would just end up buying, ADA, the top 10 basically. But anyway, I wanted to ask you another question. Your tech, the tech you're building right now, can you tell me a little bit about your tech and what you're building right now?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So the whole idea is we are building out the tools to allow developers to give their agents a crypto wallet and all the different on-chain transactions, interactions they want. So the whole idea is we want to make it as simple as possible for you to plug into any AI framework out there and give your agent a crypto wallet that can do trades, that can interact with whatever smart contract, whatever DeFi. It can deploy tokens, it can deploy NFTs. They can read price data, make decisions based off of it. If an event happens on chain, like for example, somebody creates a new Uniswap pool or a new token comes out, the agent can read that and then make a decision based off of that.
Is it live at the moment? Is it like, can users use this platform or this toolkit?
They can indeed. Yeah, any ELIZA agent can natively be integrated with AgentKit. Similarly, all of the agents on virtuals have a Coinbase developer platform wallet.
Okay.
And we're also looking to expand to more actions, more protocols, more frameworks, just getting a comprehensive support of everything that we could possibly have.
Can you just show us a little bit of it?
Totally. One moment. Let me pull up a page here. So
Okay.
in our documentation, we have everything written up such that anyone can very easily start interacting, even if you have no coding experience whatsoever.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, very, very, very straightforward to get started. It takes like 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and run this for you and show you how it works.
Yeah, please.
This is the code. It's, it looks intimidating, I know, but it's really only, 230 lines. So nothing too crazy. And the way that it works here is when you click this big green run button at the top, you can start your agent and there's 2 available.
Hold on. 1 minute. There you go. Okay, start again.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you click this big green run button up here and you get 2 modes to run your agent in. You have a chat mode where you can talk to it, and then you have an autonomous mode where the agent can run entirely on its own. So in the chat mode, I can do something like, what's my wallet address? And it will read this and it will spit back out to you. Okay, hold on. Let's give me.
I have the worst luck. Don't worry. I have the worst luck sometimes. It's probably me.
Why don't we do this? 1 second. I know what
Take your time. It's fine. It's probably me. Trust me.
Cool. So let's try this again.
Okay, let's try this.
So the reason that's happening is we're experimenting with different models. So not just ChatGPT, but Claude, Llama, all sorts of different models. And some of them are better than others at doing these interactions. So this one I know for a fact works because I'm using GPT-4.
Okay.
It's my wallet address. Here we go. Here's the wallet address.
Okay.
And if I want to go ahead and do something like fund this wallet or find out what's the balance, it can go ahead and tell me that.
Okay.
So right now it has 0 ETH and 0 USDC. In another browser tab right now, I'll send it some funds and we can do something like deploy a token on testnet. So I'm sending the funds. I'm sending over 0.003 ETH. Give that a second to go through.
Okay.
Check the balance again. And now I have 0.03 ETH. Let's do something like deploy a token called altcoin era.
Okay, sweet.
With symbol, era, and supply 10,000. So this is on testnet, not on mainnet, to be clear.
Okay.
And if we see this transaction link, it has now been created. We can click on this. And we can see that now my address has 10,000 of this coin, and it exists.
Sweet.
So you can do all sorts of different things with these agents.
There you go. That was really good. That was really, really good. What would you like to share? Something different. What would you like to?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk a little bit about and reveal some of the things that we have coming up that I'm particularly excited about.
Go ahead.
One of the things coming very, very soon is the ability for agents to deploy smart contracts, not just interact with them. So this gets really interesting. We can think about telling an agent to make a tic-tac-toe smart contract and you can play a game with it. Or tell an agent to create an escrow contract so you and somebody else can send money to it. And once specific terms are met, the agent can release those funds to each user appropriately. We're also working with a lot of different protocols on Base to get their actions directly within the agent kit. So you can take actions directly on a lot of the top DeFi protocols, whoever, to start having your agents do things. I think why this is important is because it becomes a completely new interaction and distribution paradigm for these protocols. And we're also very happy to support anyone who wants to come build with us on Agent Kit. If they want to add in their own action from their DeFi app or protocol or whatever, we're more than happy to take it as an open source contribution and really bit of community around Agent Kit.
So what do you think of the DeFi and AI kind of space? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be more and more bots interacting on DeFi? What do you think of the space? There are a few AI agents out there. For example, Wayfinder. There's Wayfinder. There's Hey Anon. There's Orbit. There's a few out there. So what do you think is going to happen in the space? I do hear some individuals saying that basically, because of the UX and the UI, a lot of normies, a lot of participants struggle to use DeFi. It's a bit more complicated for them. So what do you think anyway in the space?
Yeah, I think it's going to be something that's pretty big. I generally love the idea of making it easier for anyone to interact on chain. Yeah, Wayfinder, they're doing some great things. The Orbit as well was a previous Coinbase developer platform grant recipient for some of the awesome stuff that their team is doing. The Hive, which is Solana based, is built by a good friend of mine from college. So a lot of really, really cool things that are coming out. Generally very excited and very impressed with the work that they've done so far.
Thank you very much for joining the show. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work at Coinbase and enjoy your day.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. Have a good one.
Peace.